Welcome back with a smiling face. Links to previous episodes are given in the video description, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. Secrets of the Fallen Heart. Episode 13. Chapter 85. I double-checked the recipe from the book, but it should be okay. A couple more minutes and I can add the veggies. I turn back, dancing around to the little jazz music coming from the old radio. It's sunny outside, just like I love it. I sit down to check my texts when I hear running steps. I did tell her a billion times not to run. Suddenly, two small hands cover my eyes. Guess who? I smile immediately. I start patting the little hands as if I was wondering. Who could it be? Two smalls pause, a wild berries smell. Is it a baby bear? I hear the cutest baby giggling. No. Guess again. Really? Let's see. Tiny fingers and small nails. Is it a baby monkey? Hi, you're wrong, try again. Oh. I know that little laugh. It's my baby star. Yes. She laughs and I grab her, sitting her into my lap to tickle her. She tries to evade me, but she is way too tiny to escape me. My daughter is the cutest thing in the world, of course. When I finally stop torturing her, she is still laughing, pushing her honey blonde hair back. She looks up at me, with her father's sky blue eyes. Mommy, I'm hungry. What are you making? Your favorite Bolognese pasta, with Auntie Nora's secret ingredient, I answer while pulling her hair into two little ponytails. She turns her head to the stove, but then, I see her frown. Carrots? But I hate carrots. Baby, you need to eat your vegetables. And I'm just putting tiny bits. She frowns, but her eyes are observing the carrots with suspicion, thinking it over. You will make them super tiny. She asks me super tiny, I promise. So tiny you won't see them. Okay then. She is still pouting a bit. Moon goddess, she is so cute I want to eat all of her instead of the pasta. I kiss her chubby cheek, making her chuckle again, and she immediately wraps her tiny arms around my neck to kiss me back. What did you do this morning, my little star? I draw bunnies. Wait here, Mommy, I will show you. And off she is again, jumping off my knees, running to grab her drawing from wherever she left it. She probably played in the garden too, seeing how the bottom of her denim jumper is all dirty. When she comes back, she proudly shows me her drawing and starts explaining to me the names she gave each of her colored bunnies. Stella, baby, you remember how to say bunny with your hands? Yes. She puts two fingers of each hand up her head, mimicking a bunny's ears. I clap and do it too. That's right, baby. Mommy, I'm better than you at talking with my hands. She says, looking all proud. Look, I can do a lot of animals too. We start having a little contest, but indeed, she is even better than I am at sign language now. When she gets tired of it, she runs off again to grab her coloring pencils. Dad told me that I was a little energy pill when I was young too, so I guess she gets that from me. But Estelle is a really disciplined kid. She very rarely throws tantrums, and she doesn't really argue when I ask her something, even if she dislikes it. The only thing I'm worried about is her insecurity issues. Sometimes, she asks for hugs all of a sudden and asks if I will leave her. I have no idea where she gets that from. Is it because she doesn't have a father? She asks about him, sometimes. She has a photo of Nathaniel, one she loved from my phone, so I had it print out for her to keep. I didn't want to lie to her and tell her she doesn't have a dad. Mommy. Is it ready? I'm really, really hungry now. Yes, yes. Go wash your hands and we can eat. Okay. She says, running off to the bathroom while I'm busy dressing up our plates. My phone rings. Before I can even move, Estelle is running again to grab it. She is too young to read, but she recognizes the picture. It's Dada. Hi, Dada. She starts happily chatting with her godfather, telling him all about her day. She has never met him physically yet, but they talk so often it doesn't really make any difference. Daniel is crazy about the little star. Every time he calls, he asks when I am coming back to Silver City with Estelle. I don't know if I'm ready yet. I miss Daniel a lot and all my friends too. I miss Silver City, the artsy district, the Latino neighborhood. I know Nora woke up 2 years after I was gone, but I wasn't ready to come back. Going back would mean seeing Estelle's father again, and I don't know if I can handle it. She looks so much like him, I guess he'll finally believe me once they meet. I watch my little star, still on the phone. I wonder how would my life be without her. Estelle is so well behaved, sometimes I wonder if I really raised her alone. Well, Reagan did come often, too. My mentor never stays around, but she's never too far either. She drops by when she feels like it, or lives her omega life as a wolf most of the time. We live in a large forest, miles away from Silver City. I can't remember how long we walked until we got here. Silviana knew about this old abandoned house, and within a few days of work between the three of us, it became perfectly fine for us to live in. It's even a bit too big for a woman and child. Mommy, it smells bad again. I turn around and jump on the casserole. I let it burn again. How come I can never get even the simplest ones right? Estelle walks up to me and frowns, looking at my half-burned bolognese. Sorry, baby. Don't worry, Mommy will eat the burned parts. It's okay, Mommy, I like the crunchy parts. Moon Goddess, I love this child of mine. She even loves my overcooked pasta. She sits down to eat, grabbing her fork and eagerly waiting. Like any werewolf kid, she's an energy pill and a big eater. I fill her plate, but everything's gone in a few minutes, and she smiles, satisfied, with leftovers of tomato sauce on her lips. Mommy, can I get a magic cake for dessert? The one with pink sprinkles. I smile. The only thing I never fail at, her favorite magic cake. Okay, baby, but you, I stop talking, uneasy. I have an odd feeling. My wolf is unsettled too, looking around for a threat. Mommy. After a few seconds of complete silence, the branches from the trees on the terrace all begin crackling at once. Holy crap! Estelle, come! I grab my daughter and run across the house, grabbing her little backpack from her room and mine. Mommy, what is it? Mommy! I don't have time to explain. We need to leave this place and run. It's Silviana's signal. She said the trees would do this if the bad witch was near. I didn't think she would really find us. Estelle is scared and struggles to keep up with me, but I keep running until we're out of the house, a few meters away, and get on one knee in front of her, to help her put her backpack on. Stella, listen to Mommy, very carefully. We need to leave the house and run, baby. We are going to run very, very fast to the east, okay? We don't make noise, and we keep running until Mommy says stop. Mommy, why are we running? Why are we leaving home? Mommy, I'm scared, seeing the tears in my daughter's scared eyes breaks my heart, but I really don't have time to explain. Every second matter now. I shake my head. Estelle, don't cry baby, okay? Just trust mommy, you will be okay. You run very, very fast, like we did with Reagan, okay? She nods, a bit distraught, and I encourage her with a little smile. All right, let's go, baby. I start running, and Estelle does her best to run after me. She's fast, for a 4 years old, but after a while, I have no choice but to carry her to keep the speed up. I hear her cry silently in my neck. My poor baby. I can't stop and comfort her, though. I know we don't have much time, and we absolutely can't stop if I want to outrun the dark WH, or at least reach Silver City in time. I can feel her. It's like a dark shadow, some evil presence behind us. A cold wind chasing me every step. As I keep running across the trees, I also hear water stream nearby. I need to avoid sources of water while keeping my way to the east. My wolf wants to shapeshift, but if I do, I won't be able to carry Estelle. I keep running, thinking of what to do, how to get out of there. I still can't see Silver City. How far are we? I feel like I've been running for hours. I try to focus and reach out to Nora, my cousin. She should be the first one I can reach out to, as soon as I'm close enough. Back then, she could mind link people from miles away. I really hope it works backward too. I keep calling her with my wolf, while holding on tightly to Estelle, running and watching out for nearby water sources. Elena. Finally. She heard me. We are close enough. Right when I think things are getting better, I feel a sudden rumbling on my left. Crap, crap. The witch is catching up on us. If only Silviana was there, or at least Reagan, so I could give her my daughter. Where is she at a time like this? I stop, looking around. Mommy. I finally find it. A little opening in a large tree, just big enough for Estelle to hide. I take her there and have her sit inside the trunk. She is terrified, but I take her hand. We don't have much time. Estelle, listen to mommy very carefully. You stay here, and you stay hidden, baby, okay? Why? Mommy has to go a different way, but don't worry, I won't leave you alone, okay? I will be back. Estelle, you remember how you talk with your wolf, right baby? She nods, her eyes still teary. Thank Moon Goddess, she's already able to mind link, since a couple of months ago. Maybe it's her royal blood, but she's a precocious one. I see her frown a bit, and I finally feel her inner wolf, like it's waking up. Yes, mommy. Good girl. Now I want you to not talk, Estelle, not at all. Just use your wolf's voice, like mommy, and call Auntie Nora. Auntie Nora? That's right, baby. You call Auntie Nora with all your heart, okay? Can I call Dada too? I shake my head, desperate. Estelle doesn't belong to the White Moon clan, she doesn't belong to any clan. I don't think she can mind link other alphas or wolves like Nora and I do, she can only call her kin. Oh Moon Goddess, I didn't even think of it earlier. Baby, you call Auntie Nora or Daddy with all your puppy heart, okay? Daddy too? Yes, baby, I say while putting my jacket around her. You call Nora and Daddy with your wolf until mommy comes to get you, okay? Why can't I call you, mommy? Oh, Moon Goddess, how could I explain to her? But if I run away, this might be the only chance to drive that witch away from her. Mommy knows where you are, baby. I have to go away, but it will be okay, but promise me you will stay here, okay? You'll be a good girl and stay here, okay? I promise, she whispers. I take a deep breath and hold my daughter one last time, very tight against my heart. Moon Goddess, I love her so, so much. We are both crying silently. She's 4 years old and a bright girl, but I don't know how much of this she really understands. With a heavy heart, I give her one last glance and run in the opposite direction, towards the north. I stop calling Nora for help and pray Moon Goddess she can find my daughter instead. I try to take the west direction, shape-shifting as soon as I can. I'm faster, and letting my alpha aura out, hoping the dark witch will take the bait. Finally, I hear it. A rumbling coming after me. That's right, follow me. Let's see how fast your Edwater can be. I fasten my speed, trying to mind link Reagan at the same time. Kid. Where are you? Headed north, Reagan. Okay, I feel you. On my way. I keep running, praying for my baby to be okay. Nora will find you, baby, don't worry. Suddenly, a sharp pain struck me. I'm thrown several yards to my left, before violently hitting a tree. It hurts. I'm dizzy from the shock, but my shoulder is painful. I look, and my fur is covered in red. Are you done running, dog? I turn my head, but my vision is all red and blurry. The woman walks up to me, I can hear her annoying laugh. Her. You. You're not the one I want. What are you, a halfling? Interesting. I've never seen a half-werewolf before. I feel her walk up to me and grabbing my neck. I try to bite, and she takes her hand off. Feisty. But lucky you, I need you alive, so you can talk, and tell me where you left your offspring. A sharp pain again, in my shoulder as she stepping on it. Where is it? Where is the royal? I growl back. Elena. From the corner of my vision, I see the old grey wolf jumping in, and the witch screeches. I hear something like a fight, but I struggle to get back on my feet and retreat. I can't stay here. I'm too injured to fight. If only I could. Enough. I hear a yapping, and a wolf's body falls in front of me. Inert. No, 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 Reagan. Something suddenly drags me from behind, while I struggle to stay with my mentor. I feel trapped, a pressure on my body like a huge rock. I'll make you talk, wolf. You'll talk. A horrible pain pierces my legs, something sharp pinning them to the ground. I growl, furious and blinded by the pain. Moon Goddess, I swear she could kill me 100 times I'd never, ever give my daughter to her. You stubborn. Fine. I don't need you anyway, I only need the child. 86. Man, you need a break. 7, 8. I keep ignoring Isaac and focus on my exercise and muscles, feeling the strain in my arms. He just keeps walking back and forth next to me. He's so annoying. No, you need a whole life, actually. Seriously, you're scaring me. 13, 14. I make sure to breathe in and out, despite the sweat on my forehead. I glance at the timer. It's been an hour already. I feel like I've only been here for 5 minutes. Maybe 10, since Isaac keeps ranting non-stop. Are you listening to me, Nate? More like I am hearing you, actually. I'm fine, Isaac. You can tell that to whoever sent you. He growls, you're not fine, man. Seriously? I don't know if I didn't like it better when you were depressed, or drunk every time of the day. Now you're sober but like a freaking machine. Thanks, no, no, no man, not a compliment. Seriously, Nate. You wake up at 5 a.m. every morning, work out for 2 hours, get to work at 7:30, work until 8 with a 15 minutes lunch break, go clubbing, party like an animal and start all over again. Do you know who sleeps as little as you? Insomniacs. Actually, I rarely wake up after 4 in the morning. He doesn't need to know, though. And I don't party like an animal. I used to. Now I just check on how my clubs are doing. I am fine. I'm over it, taking my life back, okay. That's not a life, Nate, it's a freaking clock. Fine people, even workaholics businessmen, sleep late on weekends, watch crappy soap operas in their free time, eat burnt mac and cheese for dinner and see their family for brunch. They don't kill themselves on a freaking elliptical instead of all these. So it was Nora, I growl. My sister-in-law was probably worried since I ignored her invitation to eat with them. Again. I put the weights back on the rack, and stand up to face him. Isaac, stop making a fuss. I just missed one brunch with my brother and Nora. It doesn't mean anything. He shakes his head. One brunch? Nate, you haven't seen them in days. The boss is worried, and the Luna you've skipped all of their invitations for 2 weeks. Do you even remember what your nephew looks like? Here he goes with the guilty card. I didn't mean to worry Damien or Nora. But, somehow, it hurts to see them. Since my sister-in-law awoke from her coma, they have been living the perfect family life. A big house, a son, now a second kid on the way. Meanwhile, I've been trying to drown myself. First, it was alcohol. When Damien told me Elena was gone, I couldn't believe it. It hurt so bad. I kept remembering my fight with her, how I had said I never wanted to see her again. I didn't think she would really leave Silver City. Her words still haunt me, like some dark movie playing over and over in my head. So I kept drinking, but it didn't change a thing. Sober or drunk, it hurt too much to think about her, yet I was still unable to forget. I even tried sleeping with other women, only to realize how useless it was. I couldn't go back to the time I didn't love her. Damien got angry with me, so did Liam. We fought a few times. Both of my brothers couldn't take my dangerous behavior anymore. The more I drank, the more reckless I got. Eventually, I almost died in a car accident, last year. It was a big wake-up call. I had to promise I wouldn't drink another drop of alcohol anymore. Nora was worried about me, too. She invited me over and over to make sure I was fine, eating properly, getting decent sleep. After James was born, however, it became harder. Because seeing my nephew reminded me of the child Elena was carrying. We never said her name. They knew how painful it was for me. It was no use, anyway. She was gone. But I still started distancing myself from them, slowly. I'll call Nora after I'm done with my workout, Isaac, okay? My beta and best friend was frowning, doubtful, so I ignored him to move on to the rower. He followed me, of course. It's not just Nora, Nate. How about you take a few days off work too, hey? I'm your HR director and I know you haven't taken a day off in months. Damien took days off to watch Nora and James. I can take over, I'm fine. He rolls his eyes at me. You stubborn prick. The Black Corporation isn't going to collapse if you and Damien take a day off. We have Neil, Thaddeus, Victoria, they all happen to work for you, you know. Fine. I growl, annoyed at him. I'll take a day off tomorrow. Oh, so you will finally rest, on a Sunday? Hallelujah. Are we Saturday already? I lost count. I keep rowing, hoping he'll finally go away, but he stays there with his arms crossed. Don't tell me he is really going to wait and watch me call Nora? Seriously, Isaac, don't you have a wife and a kid too, Daddy? I stop, the handle flying off my hands. What was that? I swear Nate? What's wrong? I wait a few seconds, but it's gone. I look around, but the gym doesn't have any kids, of course, it's to minors. Did it come from outside? Or one of the TV screens? Nothing. I thought I heard something, I must be more tired than I thought. I get up, grabbing my towel to wipe the sweat off and head to the locker room, Isaac right behind me. Come have dinner at our place, mate. Leah and Julian would be happy to see you. I'm good, Isaac. Anyway, before I end my sentence, my phone rings. It's Damien. I sigh and answer my older brother. Yes, Damien, I didn't mean to ignore Nora, Nate, it's Elena. She just mind-linked Nora. I stop breathing for a second. Elena? Elena mind-linked Nora? Why? Doesn't that mean she's close? Nora always said they couldn't reach each other because of the distance. I don't even know what to say. She said Elena's daughter mind-linked her too. Elena's? My heart's thumping loudly in my ears. Why would Elena mind-link Nora now? She's coming back? And why would she? Daddy. A chill goes down my spine. This time, I heard it, I really heard it. My wolf is on all fours, searching around, restless. Where is she? Isaac's about to say something, but I run out, leaving all of my things there except for my phone, stuck to my ear. Nora's trying to focus on her, but she just lost the mind link to Elena. Her daughter, Damien, I feel her too. I almost choke upon those words, but I'm rushing outside, a confused Isaac following right behind me. My wolf's telling me to head west, and I'm running there. How could Elena's child mind-link me? She shouldn't be able to, right? Nathaniel calls my brother. I'm going. I'm headed to the west, I say, trying to save my breath. Nate, what's going on? Asks Isaac, confused. Just come. I yell to him, annoyed. I don't even know myself. I'm rushing through the buildings, the streets, only focused on one thing. Why is Elena's child able to mind-link me? How? And why can't I feel her mother? Nathaniel? Nora? Can you feel her? Elena? I can't feel her. I know, I could feel her too until a few minutes, but I don't know what's going on. I can still feel Estelle, but it's very faint. Estelle. Her daughter's name is Estelle. I nod and keep running, following my instincts right where my wolf begs me to go. Nate, I don't want Nora out in her condition. I'm sending Liam with you. I nod. Not only she's the Luna and needs to stay in Silver City for her protection, but she's 6 months pregnant, she can't shapeshift. It had to be that. He's been giving me since Elena left, and his witch girlfriend too. Okay, I don't care for now. I just need to find Elena and her daughter. I don't want to use too much of the mind link with Nora, the connection to to Estelle is already so faint, I'm worried I'll lose it. Daddy! Auntie Nora! Mommy! I can sense her cries, and it drives my wolf crazy. I finally reach our border and run outside, right into the forest. She can't be that far. A black wolf joins me, but I don't give a glance at my younger brother, we're both too focused on running as fast as we can for now. Something's definitely wrong. I feel a rumbling underground and realize Sylviana's probably following us too. Why is the witch coming? Can she help find Elena? Daddy! I take a turn left, my wolf guiding me by pure instinct. Why is it so easy? It's like an invisible thread guiding me straight to her. Within a few minutes, I reach the spot my wolf found, and look around. Where is she? I still can't feel Elena's wolf, and it's driving me crazy. Why can't I find her daughter either? She has to be here. Nate. Isaac is standing a few steps away, in front of a large tree with something like a large in the trunk. I walk up to him, my heart beating like crazy, my hands shaking. I lose my breath. Curled up there, looking at us with her eyes full of tears, a little girl is hidden. She raises her head. Moon Goddess! My wolf is going nuts, and I just lose the ability to think. She's so like her mom. Golden blonde hair, a little mouth, and her thin nose, her daughter's cheeks are only a bit chubbier than Elena. She is her carbon copy, with paler skin, but her eyes. She has my mother's eyes. This vivid, sky shade of blue. The exact same eyes as mine. I stumble a couple of steps back. This is... I just can't believe it. For so long, I had to keep telling myself Elena's child couldn't be mine. I was sterile, and the paternity test came out negative. It just couldn't be. I held on to that thought. But at the back of my mind, something else was lurking. That thin, dust-sized idea that maybe, I was wrong. That Elena hadn't betrayed me. I feel a tear running, and I have this strange urge to cry. How can this be real? She's right there, in front of me, staring at me with her Elena's traits and my mother's ocean blue eyes. She's undoubtedly my daughter. Elena's child is really mine. The truth hits me harder than anything. This little girl is the perfect mix between her mother and I. I recognize so much of myself in her, and my wolf is restless in front of his pup too. He wants to run to her, hug and comfort his offspring. He knows better. Daddy. It's like another electric shock when she calls me with her little voice. She knows I'm her father? How could she? I exchange a glance with Isaac, but I'm the one she's staring at, with her eyes full of worry, fear and hope. Moon Goddess, Nate, she's really your spitting image, whispers Isaac. She looks terrified, waiting for an answer. I'm overwhelmed with emotions, right now, but my instincts take over. I put one knee down and held out my hand to her. I try to use my brain, thinking of what to tell her. What kind of situation is this? It's okay. You can, before I finish my sentence, she runs up to me, burying her face in my torso and crying loudly. I want Mommy. Mommy left. And we left the house. And we ran really fast. Daddy. Mommy. I'm really scared, hearing her cry like this. I can't take it anymore. I hug her back and get up, carrying my daughter in my arms. My daughter. Moon Goddess, this is so crazy. I turn to Isaac, restless. I have Estelle, now, but what about her mom? How do we find her if we can't mind link her? Isaac, call, Nate. We found Elena. I turn around, following my brother's Wolf's voice. From the panic in his voice, I can't tell something's wrong. I run, holding Estelle tight. What happened to Elena? Why would she leave her daughter alone in such a place? I keep running, and I'm getting more and more scared by the minute. She was far from Estelle. How long was she gone? When I get there, I first spot Silviana, making a sour face. She's leaning over a dead wolf's body, laying in a pool of blood. Even the bottom of the WH's dress turned red. Moon Goddess, no, no. Starts Isaac, just when I'm too frightened to ask. Reagan, says Silviana. She was Elena's mentor, yeah, I remember that woman. She is the one I had met at the border. That grumpy woman who basically told me to FK off. Now that I'm thinking over, this wolf's fur is silver grey, Elena's, though I've only seen it a couple of times, was cream white. Then, where? I see Liam, back into his human form a few meters behind them, leaning over another wolf. That's Elena. I rush to his side, making sure Estelle's face stays in my shoulders so she doesn't look. There's so much blood. My heart goes cold. I can tell she's barely breathing, and there's such a large and deep injury over her shoulder, I can see her flesh cut open to the bone. Moon Goddess, who did that? Is she unconscious? I keep staring, shocked, and realize her legs are injured too. This is really bad. We need to get her to a hospital, quick, says Liam. Silviana, can you do something? His girlfriend is still by the dead wolf's side, her eyes red of sadness and anger. It takes her a couple more seconds before she leaves her side, and rushes to Elena. She inspects her injury, frowning. I'll do what I can, but we need to rush. Immediately, she grabs some of the soils, pouring it over Elena's injury. What the heck? Will this do any good? I want to protest, but before I do, something happens. A lot of little red flowers suddenly bloom all over Elena's injury. Is that any good? Mommy? Reagan Grandma? No, no, Estelle, don't look, says Isaac, worried. She's struggling in my arms, trying to see her mother. Crap, she probably sensed she was close. How can her wolf be awake already? She is what, 4 years old now? Isn't she too young for her wolf to be awake? I didn't even think of it, but she even mind-linked me. I can't stop to think about her abilities, though. Isaac, take her. I hand my daughter to him, and rush to Liam's side to carry Elena. I haven't seen her in over 4 years and now this. She is so light. Did she change much during all this time? Nate, let's go, says Liam. He's carrying her deceased mentor. What happened to them? That was no weak woman, neither is Elena. How could they end up in such a state? Who did this? Silviana keeps looking around, visibly restless too. Silviana, what happened to them? I growl, though I do have an idea. She shakes her head. Let's take them back. We are not safe here. We will talk later. I'm already hurrying to bring Elena back the fastest possible. Moon Goddess, I hope she can get healed in time. I can't stop glancing at our daughter, in Isaac's arms. Truthfully, I wish I had enough arms to carry both of them. I still can't believe it. 87. Nathaniel. Nathaniel, where is she? Elena is, I turned to see Nora, running up to me, with my brother and Boyan. They probably left in a hurry, her bun is messy, and my brother's shirt is wrinkled too. We're in the emergency waiting room, gathered while waiting. That wait is killing me. I'm only holding on because I have Estelle with me, who's been crying silently against my shoulder. She's terrified, and I have no idea how to comfort her. The only thing I can do so far is to carry her. She still has that jacket that smells like her mom around her, hopefully comforting her a bit too. Her little hands are holding on tight to my shirt, and she won't let go. Isaac walks up to Nora and Damien to explain the situation to them, whispering. Elena's in surgery. Her injuries are bad, but the doctors said she will make it. Moon Goddess, Estelle, Nora walks up to me, seeing my daughter in my arms. Estelle looks at her with a little frown, confused. Estelle, honey, it's Auntie Nora. You remember me? We talked a lot over the phone, Auntie Nora. That's right, honey, says the Luna with a gentle smile. You were a brave girl, weren't you? Estelle seems a bit hesitant. She probably only ever talked to Nora over the phone. She was already very scared when we reached Silver City. Which is not surprising. She just went from the countryside she's known her whole life to a city full of skyscrapers and noise. I'm still shocked that I have a daughter, yet she's been holding on to me this whole time. How come she knows about me? She trusts me as her dad, like she had known me her whole life. I'm still baffled. Estelle. Elena. This time, it's Daniel Lewis and his brother who come running in. I didn't expect him, nor his brother. He walks up to me, immediately turning from worried to angry at me. How dare you pick her up? Let her go. Estelle, it's Dada. You know, you're Dada. Dada. This time, Estelle recognizes him immediately, and when he takes her from me, she doesn't resist. I have to control my wolf not to be angry at him. It's odd, that sensation. I didn't want to part with Estelle. Even now, she's only a few steps away, but my wolf wants his pup back. Dada. I want to see mommy. Daniel turns to Liam and Silviana, clearly ignoring me. Behind him, his brother is giving me weird glances too. Where is she? Elena? What happened? Nora and Nate picked up their distress calls, explains Liam. We found Estelle alone, but Elena probably acted as a decoy to save her. It was the dark WH, admits Silviana. I think she ran when she felt me coming, but, how is she? Asks Daniel's brother, sending worried glances at the surgery room. She's going to be fine. I won't make a full list, but she had a lot of injuries, though the medical staff said she will make it. Thank Moon Goddess, sighed Daniel. Daniel. We found Reagan too. Her sorry expression says it all, but Silviana's probably careful with her words because of Estelle. Daniel's jaw drops. She. A long silence follows. He looks terribly affected, shaking his head, maybe holding back his tears. Boyan walks up to him, standing by his boyfriend to try and comfort him. Nora, too, walks up to him and rubs his shoulder. Daniel, I'm so sorry. She's going to be so sad when she hears this. He has a hard time not crying, I can tell. I guess he was close to that woman too. I see his brother take out his phone from his pocket and leave. They probably need to tell their pack the news. What a mess. Daniel puts a hand on Estelle's left ear, holding her with his free arm, and turns to us again. Elena, did she say anything? No, she only called me for help, and I lost the mind link almost immediately, sighs Nora. I can't believe something really happened. And Reagan's death. Moon Goddess, I'm confused. Why is he only blocking one of her ears? What's the point if she hears it? I understand his other arm is busy, but... However, to my surprise, Estelle isn't reacting at all to his words. I stare at my daughter, who seems tired in his arms, but really, it's like she didn't hear. Estelle. She doesn't react, again. What the? She really didn't hear. Daniel sighs and turns to me with an exasperated expression, like I did something wrong. What are you doing? Why can't she hear me? He sighs. Her right ear is deaf. She was born like that. She only hears from her left side. What? Why? Why was she born with a deaf ear? Nora seems surprised, too, so I guess my sister-in-law wasn't aware either. Understanding we're talking about her, Estelle pushes his hand away and turns to him. Dada, can I see mommy now? I want to see mommy, not yet, baby star, mommy is with the doctors. You will see her soon, I promise. The surgery will probably take a couple more hours, though, says Liam with a frown. Daniel, how about we take her for a little snack, suggests Nora. She must be tired from all that happened. Estelle, do you want to drink something? A hot cocoa, Nora softly smiles, caressing her blonde hair. All right, let's go get hot cocoa, all right? Danny, come. Like they had discussed this before, Nora gives a little nod to Damien, and she walks away with Daniel, Boyan following them. Liam, you're going with them, suddenly says Damien. But, our brother's eyes definitely won't take any refusal. Liam hesitates, sends me an annoyed glance and follows after them. I'm left with Damien and Silviana, and my legs officially give up. I fall on my arse on one of the benches. That's too many emotions for one day. I have a child. Moon Goddess, Damien, I have a 4-year-old daughter, I whisper, my head in my hands. The truth hits me again, like a hammer getting bigger every freaking minute. Though Estelle walked away with her mother's best friend, my wolf can still feel his pup. I can tell exactly where she is in the building. Damien takes the seat next to me, putting a hand on my shoulder. Elena will be fine. She will kill me when she wakes up. She has every right to. I can't believe it, Nathaniel, calm down. I can't calm down. I have a kid. Elena had my child, all by herself, and she raised her alone in the woods for 4 years after I basically kicked her out. You didn't kick her out. Silviana's voice surprises me. I didn't expect our friendly neighborhood witch to step into this conversation. She looks tired, with her sullied dress and disheveled red hair. Elena had many reasons to leave. You were one of them, but it wasn't only you. It was to protect her baby. Why couldn't she have protected her within Silver City? I ask, angry. Nathaniel. Nora and Elena are related. I turn to my brother, confused. What do you mean, related? They are cousins. I shake my head, doubtful. What is he saying now? Where does that come from? His wife and Elena, related? It's a long story, adds Silviana. But Elena has royal blood, just like Nora. She left because Estelle was your child. She knew that with your alpha blood, her daughter would be a royal too. It doesn't make any sense. Elena isn't a royal. She doesn't even look like Nora. I'm exasperated now. Why all those crazy truths, after all this time? How does Damien know so much about Elena? He turns to me, using his big brother's voice just when I'm getting too confused to think straight. Nate, you'll sort it out with Elena when she wakes up. How do you know those things, Damien? Why didn't you tell me before? There were many things concealed to protect Estelle, says Silviana. Other things Elena didn't want you to know, too. I've had my share of secrets, I growl. Anything else I need to know? She can't come back to our pack. Surprised, I turn around, to realize Daniel's redhead brother is back. I had forgotten about that guy. What was that guy's name again? Levi? I can't believe I suspected he was Estelle's father. He looks nothing like her. He has darker skin than Elena's, is tall like a giraffe, and though his eyes are blue, it's a different shape and shade, nothing like mine. What? Why? I ask, confused for the 100th time today. She was banned, 5 years ago. You mean before she left? Why would they ban Elena? Isn't her godfather your alpha? He hesitates, looking a bit embarrassed. That's when I realize. I get up and grab his collar, furious. Because of Estelle? You bastards kicked her out because she was having my child. Nathaniel. Growls Damien. My brother intervenes to get me off Levi, but I'm so angry, I just keep growling at him. He shakes his head. First, I am not our alpha or our elders, we didn't have our say in this. And there were circumstances, okay. I don't give a st about your circumstances. You can tell Clark next time I see him. Nathaniel, enough. This time, I can't disobey Damien. His alpha aura is working on suppressing mine. I can't believe the White Moon banished a pregnant woman because of her relationship with me. I know it wasn't the best for us to be together back then, but still. Damien insists on having me sit back, where Levi is out of reach. Enough. First, let's focus on Elena and Estelle. We'll deal with Clark later, they will stay with our pack for now. This time, Damien's glare is on that guy, meaning there is no arguing on this. Or maybe he's a bit pissed at the White Moon, too. Even though the borders within Silver City are long forgotten and the pack's relationships have gotten a lot better, there are some things that just won't be solved like that. Like a clan kicking his niece's mother out. Thanks. I know Daniel can freely go to your territory, so, anyone can come to our territory, says Damien. If Elena's friends want to see her, they can. Levi nods, looking a bit thankful. I don't feel sorry for them. If only they hadn't banished her, I would have been able to see my daughter as soon as she was born. They. Daddy. I turn around. Estelle is already back, running to me with a Starbucks cup in her hand. She walks up to face me as I'm still sitting, showing me her cup. Daddy, look. Auntie Nora bought me this, and the lady made it with the coffee machine, and she put whipped cream on it. I can't help but smile while she tells me all this. She's so excited by a mere cup of hot cocoa, she looks better than when she was worried about her mom. She wanted to come back soon, says Nora. She was afraid her dad would be gone, I frown. Estelle was scared I'd leave? Why? Is she so insecure, because she only just met me? Behind her, Daniel is glaring at me with his arms crossed, but he doesn't dare say anything in front of Estelle. Daddy, do you want some? Auntie Nora, can I share? Of course, honey. I'm fine, Estelle. You can drink it. She nods and drinks a bit. It's strange how curious I am about each of her movements. I'm fascinated by my daughter, literally. I turned to Nora, thinking about their own child. Where is James? We left him with William, explains Nora. Oh, her cousin. It makes sense. My 2-year-old nephew is a bit too young to be in a hospital, and he has a bit of a temper, too. He probably couldn't sit still for a long time. Estelle, on the other hand, is very calm, though she sends regular glances at the surgery room, and seems a bit afraid by the crowd around us. Is that why she stays right next to me? Estelle. I gently call her. MH. How did you know? I'm your dad. Daniel sends me another glare from behind her, but I don't care. Estelle smiles, all proud, and explains with her little voice. I have your picture. Mommy showed it to me, and I said I liked it, so Mommy printed it and now I have it. I put it in a pretty frame so I could see you all the time. My heart is torn apart, hearing this. All those years. I can't hold back, I pull my daughter in to hug her. I'm so thankful to Elena. She didn't tell her how much of an imbecile her father was, or pretend I didn't exist. But... Daddy. I left the picture at the house, I chuckle. It's okay, baby. I'm here now. And we can get it back later if you want. Can we? Asks Nora, turning to Silviana. You said she was, the witch seems to hesitate for a few seconds. She fled as soon as she sensed me, but... From what I felt, she is definitely stronger than before. I'm afraid we don't have much time left, Damien and I exchange a glance. We were preparing for when this dark witch would attack, but... This is too soon. I only barely meet Estelle, and Elena is in such a state. How long? Asks Damien. I'm not sure, sighs Silviana. It could be a few weeks, a few months. But it will be before next year. Next year? We are already in July. Meaning we only have 6 months left, maximum. I look at my daughter, a thorn in my heart. At least now she's here, with me. Tanya. Boyan's older sister just came out of the surgery room, wearing a nurse's gown. She takes off the paper hat and mask, walking up to us. I realize Damien probably gave orders right when we came back. Hi everyone. First, Elena is fine. We managed to save her arm and shoulder, too. It will take a few weeks, but she'll heal. She's stable, but she will need to stay in the intensive care unit. She lost a lot of blood, and like Nora, she doesn't heal like a normal werewolf either. Thank you for taking care of her, says Levi. What are you talking about? She's family, of course we will take care of her, and Estelle too, replies Nora. He looks down, a bit overwhelmed by the Luna's annoyed tone. Damien probably told her about the White Moon clan banishing Elena too. Nora is usually gentle, but when she's pissed, you don't want to be in the same room. She somewhat learned how to be scary from my brother, but her alpha aura is no imitation. Nora, go home with Estelle, says Damien. She won't be able to see her mother in the intensive care unit. But... I want to see Mommy, Estelle starts crying. She's standing next to me, opposite from my brother, but I can tell Damien scares her a bit. I caress my daughter's hair. Estelle, Mommy is sleeping now, and doctors are taking care of her. She slowly cries, fidgeting. She grabs my hand, holding on to it. Daddy. Please. I promise I won't wake Mommy up. I'll really be quiet, please. I'm going to be a really weak-willed father. I sigh a bit and turn to Damien. Maybe we can do an exception, just this once? I see Nora gives him the look, too. Thank Moon Goddess my sister-in-law's on my side. He nods and turns to Tanya. Make sure she sees her mom. Tanya frowns. The hospital director won't be happy, the hospital director's salary comes from my wallet, growls Damien. Let him know he better think twice before being unhappy. Sure, boss. Tanya walks away to warn the nurses, and Daniel turns to us with a frown. Where will she stay? Elena doesn't have a place here, we left our flat and she sold her parents' house. Both were on the White Moon territory, anyway, says Liam. I'm not homeless, I say to him. Why would she live with you? Says Daniel. Technically, you were a stranger until 2 hours ago. You've never raised any kid, as far as I know, and you don't know anything about her. I would argue about not raising anyone, considering what a pain Liam was growing up, but I'll let that slide for now. I'm still her father, I growl. Her estranged father. I'm her godfather, I've talked to her and her mom every week since she was born. Shut up, both of you! Suddenly yells Nora. First, may I remind you this is an hospital, so be quiet. Second, Estelle is right there, so stop fighting in front of her. And third, she can stay with us for now. Liam opens his mouth to argue, but she glares at him. Liam, I'm very tired, very pregnant, and you're Luna. Don't you think about it? That's my wife. Liam and I both glared at him and his smirk. Does he really have to brag right now? 88. Anyway, we have plenty of room at home, she adds. Everyone can sleep over for now. Guess I'll get to see my nephew, then, says Liam, averting my eyes. I guess he is still mad at me too. Estelle, you'll be able to meet your cousin tonight. She looks at Nora with surprised eyes. My cousin? That's right, honey. Your cousin James. He's younger than you, only 2 years old. Estelle smiles, visibly happy, though she doesn't dare to add anything else. Her hand is still holding on to mine. Somehow, it's a huge relief to me. She doesn't consider me a stranger. Boss, you can go in, now, announces Tanya. Not too many people at once, though. I can see mommy. Suddenly asks Estelle. Yes, honey, but you have to be very quiet, okay? Replies Nora. I will. I will be as quiet as a mouse, she says while covering her mouth with her little hands. I get up, my heart thumping like crazy in my ears. I get to see Elena, her human form. I try to calm down, but it's hard. Estelle is overjoyed, still her hand in mine. Where are you going? Suddenly asks Daniel with a frown. To see Elena, I reply, though I can already tell it won't be that simple. How dare you? She wouldn't want to see you. It's not about her seeing me but me seeing her, Daniel, I say, trying not to growl to not scare my daughter. How easy, for someone who didn't want to see her for 4.5 years, says Liam. I growl at my brother, annoyed that he's on Daniel's side, but Damien steps in before I can say anything. Liam, enough. But, I said enough. This time, our younger brother doesn't dare to say a thing, and no one stops me when I follow Tanya to the intensive care unit. I can feel Estelle's hand shaking. She's scared in this unfamiliar environment. A hospital is no place for a young kid. I decide to carry her again, since she seems a bit less frightened this way. I still can't get used to it. Carrying my daughter, having her little body against mine, her arms around my neck. Here she is, whispers Tanya, taking us to the right bed. Moon goddess. My heart is just about to explode. She is even more beautiful than in my memories, even stuck in a hospital bed with machines all around to help her breathe. I wish I could see her eyes, though. Estelle doesn't have her mom's unique amber eyes. Elena's blonde hair is longer, and she's lost weight. I try to engrave her face in my memory, replacing all the images I had in mind. Mommy, Estelle is frowning, a bit impressed by the medical equipment. She is okay, honey, the doctors are taking care of her. She is sleeping. Yes, sweetheart. It's good Nora is answering her questions, because my throat is too tight to utter a single word right now. I want to cry, apologize to her. I'm such a... Nate, are you okay? Take Estelle a second. I give my daughter to Tanya, and leave the hospital, finding the closest exit I can. This all my fault. I lost 4.5 years with Elena, and our daughter. And now she's in that state. I'm the worst. I fall down on the asphalt and burst in tears, something I haven't done in a long while. But I can't hold it. It just all comes back to me now, all the regret, the pain from those last years. I can't believe it. All this time lost, and I'm never going to get it back. Nate, calm down, I feel Damien's hand on my nape, trying to comfort me, but I can't. It's a torrent of tears, that needs to flow out. I've been such an... It's okay. You'll earn their trust back. How? There's no way Elena will forgive me. Nate, you'll think of it later. For now, focus on your daughter. Estelle. It's a miracle she even knows I exist. I hang on to this tiny sight of the hope that, maybe Elena told her about me because there's still something, a little something left between us. Nathaniel? Estelle's asking for you. Nora's voice in my head makes me calm down. Damien helps me up, and we walk back inside. They're right. One at a time. Daddy. From the other end of my corridor, my daughter lets go of Nora's hand and runs to me. It's one of the best feelings ever. Opening my arms to her, seeing her shy smile before she hugs me. Auntie Nora said we can come back tomorrow to see Mommy? Yeah, let's do that, I whisper to her with a nod. The Lewis are with her now, explains Nora. But they will come over for dinner later. Let's go home. We take the car back to their house, and for Estelle, it's a new experience too. She keeps staring outside, asking us 1,000 questions like what is this building, how does the car work, why do the streets have names, and so on. We drive back to Nora and Damien's house. He bought it for them a few years ago, and they are properly settled in now. Even the room for the new baby is already ready. They are careful with this pregnancy since James was a premature baby. Now that I think about it. Estelle, you're 4 years old? When is your birthday? May 1 St. So she was born a bit early too? If I remember correctly, Silviana said Elena got pregnant mid-September, so, she should have given birth late June. Maybe it's a royal thing? The babies are more fragile? We finally arrive at their house, and Estelle stays right next to me, a bit shy. I noticed she doesn't go near Boyan. The huge brown wolf seems to scare her a bit. Mama! James is already running to us when we enter. My nephew is an energy pill, and very stubborn. No wonder who he got that from. My baby. Nora gets on her knees to hug him with a big smile. Behind him, her cousin William come to greet us. Welcome back, as usual, William and Damien are exchanging glares while he talks with Nora. He's just like a picky father-in-law. He leaves to go home to his wife and daughter after a while, and Nora takes care of James, who's being fussy as usual, while I give a tour of the house to Estelle. "This is Auntie Nora's house?" she asks, impressed as we visit the salon and playroom on the first floor. "And your Uncle Damien's?" "Uncle Damien? I think my brother is still a bit too frightening for her too. I can't blame her. Aside from his family, I haven't seen anyone my brother doesn't naturally scare." Nora comes back and decides we should order pizzas for everyone to share, James following her every step as usual. "Pizza?" repeats Estelle with a little frown. Moon goddess, she doesn't know what pizza is? Well, with her mother's cooking, I shouldn't be too surprised, but… I smile and kneel to face her, a bit amused. "You've never had pizza? It was your mom's favorite food." "Really?" "Yes. I made it for her when she was sick, she loved it." "Can you make one for me too?" "Nora ordered them for now, but I promise I'll make you any dish you want later, okay?" "Okay, Daddy." I smile. This is a new sensation for me. Estelle smiles and goes to play with James, who's basically treating poor Boyan like a horse. Nora only introduced them quickly, but my nephews apparently decided he loves his cousin already. They brought over some toys from the playroom to play with on the carpet, but Boyan is the main distraction for now. Meanwhile, I grab the backpack Estelle had with her all this time. Was Elena ready to leave any time? I check inside. There are children's basic toiletries, 2 changes of clothes, some money, and a letter. I hesitate a second. The envelope is blank, but Elena wrote whatever is inside. Before I can make up my mind, Damien takes it from me to open it. "To whoever found her, please bring my daughter Estelle to her father, in Silver City. If I can't be by her side, please make sure she meets him safely. His name is Nathaniel Black. He will take care of her, if you present her to him. He can even give you money in exchange if you want, but please, to whoever is reading th's later, take good care of my baby. I'm sorry I can't be there, but she is the most precious thing to me. Please." I take a deep breath. She trusted me. Elena knew I'd take care of Estelle if I met her. It's a huge relief. All the signs are there. She wanted me to know my daughter, and for her to know me. Someone takes the letter from me. Isaac and Daniel are back and read it together. Da. I can't believe it. She said to bring Estelle to you instead of me. He sighs. "You still belong to the White Moon clan," says Damien. "She doesn't. And Nathaniel is her father." "He doesn't." Damien suddenly gets up to face Daniel. "Daniel, I'll say it one last time. Nathaniel made mistakes, but so did you. Who was in charge of that paternity test back then?" He inevitably looks down, shaking his head. "The fault wasn't mine." Iris? Who is he talking about?" "I don't care what Whitewood did," growls Damien. "It was also your fault for not watching those tests. My brother has his wrongs, but so do you, and so did Elena. Now if you still have a problem with Nathaniel taking care of his daughter, you'll settle this with him outside, not inside my house." He used his alpha aura in that last sentence, and Daniel steps back unwillingly, overpowered. I'm grateful to him. I'm feeling enough not to fight with Daniel today. "That goes for you too," Damien says to Liam, who had just walked in. Yeah, I get it. Our younger brother just avoids us to go play with James, but Silviana sits next to me. The witch is very comfortable around us now. Of course, given that I have been avoiding pretty much everyone recently, I didn't see her much either, but I know she hangs out a lot with Nora. How are you? She asks me softly. A bit shaken up, I sigh. It's a lot for one day. I just can't believe they are here. She smiles, and when James starts to whine about some toy, Silviana agitates her fingers. A few flower petals appear out of nowhere around the kids, who immediately start playing with it, amused. You were there when she was born? Yes, she nods. I helped Elena give birth to her. Estelle was unhealthy. I think Elena suffered too much stress during her pregnancy, plus the preeclampsia, and her previous miscarriage. I guess Estelle's birth was a miracle, to begin with. How come she was born? Between her mother and my difficulties, it should have been impossible. So how? Nathaniel, don't think too much, for now, says Silviana. Even if she looks fine, Estelle is in a new environment, without her mother, and with people she didn't know until today. She probably trusts you more than any of us because of her wolf's instincts, too. I hadn't thought of that. But indeed, her wolf is already awake. She probably felt our bond before I did. Estelle? She turns her head and walks up to me, curious. You called me, Daddy. I can't help but smile. I caress her blonde hair, and she puts her little hands on my knees, curious. Are you tired? MH. A little. But I'm really hungry, the pizzas are coming, says Nora from across the room. Pizza? You ordered pizza? Asks Liam, suddenly very interested. Pizza! Yells James, excited. Liam, take the kids to wash their hands first, says Nora. 2 hours later, we are done eating the pizzas. It's the best evening I've had in a long time. Watching the kids play with Boyan, Daniel, and Liam, chatting with my brother and Isaac about company matters and letting Silviana and Nora discuss the garden. When Nora decides it's time for everyone to go to bed, I realize she already prepared the rooms for everyone. Estelle's is right next to mine, but I insist on putting her to bed. I lay next to my daughter, while she's still watching the room, a bit uneasy. You don't like the room? I ask. No, it's pretty. She's probably just feeling the new environment she's not used to. She's snuggling against me, unable to close her eyes despite the late hour. How was your bedroom? In Mom's house. MH, smaller. And I draw bunnies on the wall, too. You like bunnies? Yes. I draw lots and lots. And Mom got me a bunny plushie. But I left it there. It's okay, we can go and buy you new plus highs tomorrow, okay? Really? She asks with her big eyes opened wide. Yeah. We can buy whatever you want. And new clothes and pajamas, too. For now, she's sleeping with one of Nora's shirts, falling to her knees. Daddy. Yes. We are not going back to our house. I don't think so. Oh, she seems a bit sad. She probably left all of her toys and stuff there. And she's grown there her whole life, too. Estelle, where did Mommy get your bunny? At the village with the humans. But I don't like going there. They don't like us. Probably because they were wary of werewolves. We are lucky in Silver City, decades of cohabitation have made that humans and werewolves get along. We don't get involved in each other's businesses, but we don't fight either. They hate vampires a lot more, but they don't mind us. I miss Auntie Reagan too, I'm sorry, baby. Baby star. What? She suddenly smiles. Mommy called me a baby star. She said my name comes from the stars because I'm mommy's little son. So I'm a baby star. I chuckle. So that's how she decided on her name. Estelle. Did she pick a French name on purpose? I really like it. And I called her mom my sunshine, too. It's very fitting. I kiss her cheek. All right, the baby star needs to sleep now. I'm about to get up and leave, but she holds on to me, suddenly losing all of her smile. Daddy. Can you stay? I'm a little bit scared. I nod and take back my position next to her. Estelle smiles and grips my shirt, satisfied. We stay silent for a while, and I think she's asleep. But then... Daddy. Can we see Mommy again? Tomorrow. I promise. You'll see Mommy every day. And you'll stay with me. Yes. You're not leaving. Why do you think I'll leave? I ask. I don't know. Mommy said you have a house in the sky. A house in the... Does she mean my apartment? Elena really loved the view from up there. I smile. Then. Do you want to come to see my house in the sky tomorrow? I can. She asks, excited. If you're a good girl and sleep well. Okay. I will sleep now. Good night, Daddy. Good night, little star, I whisper. I watch her sleep for a while, unable to find sleep myself. She's the cutest little girl I've ever seen, and she's mine. She's breathing slowly, her hand still holding on tight to my shirt. I just hope she's not remembering too much of her scare today. Silviana gave us a dreamcatcher to hang at the end of the bed. I hope this witch stuff is effective. 89. My first thought, the next morning, is about how well I've slept. For the first time in a while, the sun is already up outside, and I don't feel like jumping out of bed. I would rather not, actually. Estelle is still soundly asleep right next to me, in a curled-up pose, so cute I can't bear it. I slowly recall everything that happened yesterday as if it was a dream. But it's not, and my daughter is right here. I'm observing her for a while when someone slowly pushes the door. I frown before realizing it's James, on his short legs, looking at us with his big blue eyes. This kid is an energy pill. Having spotted his newly befriended cousin, he walks up to us with anticipation, but I frown. James, if you wake her up, I whisper. What time is it anyway? Probably not late, considering we are in July and the sky is still slightly pink. Of course, my nephew decides to play deaf, putting his hands on the bed. Nora, Damien, your kid is here. I sense my brother's frustration, while Nora is probably still asleep as well. A few seconds later, my brother walks in, but his sudden arrival makes his kid scream and run away. Damien grabs him before he can get out. James, you little, daddy. Now she's awake too. I sigh. Sorry, Nate, I didn't realize he was up, says my brother. Good morning, Uncle Damien. Good morning, James, says Estelle with her little voice. Stella. Up, up. She smiles and walks up to him. Damien gives up and lets his son down, who grabs Estelle and takes her somewhere else in the house. I sigh. Ever tried the leash on him? Trust me, I hesitated a couple of times, admits my brother. Coffee. Moon goddess, yes. We both head to the kitchen, to prepare breakfast for everyone. From the snoring we can hear, Boyan slept on the couch. I check the cupboard to see what I can cook for everyone, and realize they are even fuller than usual. Who the heck eats so much pesto? Don't ask, sighs Damien, spotting my confused expression. Nora eats like a dinosaur with this one, I chuckle. It's probably better than being exhausted like she was with James. I finally find enough to make some pastries and hot chocolates, while Damien is in charge of the coffees, which pretty much sums up his culinary skills. Daddy? What are you making? Estelle just walked in, curious. She climbs up one of the kitchen stools. Croissants. Do you like it? I don't know. Can you make a magic cake? Eh? What the heck is a magic cake? I exchange a glance with Damien, but he's about as clueless as me. I turn to my daughter, with her messy hair and oversized pajamas. What is a magic cake, baby star? She hesitates then points out one of the hot cocoa cups. Something with hot cocoa? A mug cake, honey. Nora just walked in and quickly kisses her husband. Damien, I really hope it wasn't your son I just saw drawing on his bedroom wall. Crap, my brother runs out, and Nora turns to us with a large smile. A mug cake. I repeat, confused. Stella nods, smiling from ear to ear, while Nora laughs at my confused expression. She grabs one of the cups and some of the ingredients I took out, and start using the microwave. Well, you know how bad Elena's cooking is, so I gave her this recipe. 2 minutes to make a chocolate mug cake, with the microwave and basic ingredients. James loves those too. You're telling me I just spent 15 minutes preparing croissants for nothing? I sigh. I love croissants, but for kids, this works better, she says with a confident smile. As it turns out, Nora is right. Both James and Estelle eat their mug cakes in a few minutes, looking happy and satisfied. Okay, I may be the best at cooking but my sister-in-law definitely beats me at handling the kids. Damien lets me know that after a call to the hospital, Elena hasn't woken up yet, but everything else looks all right. I'll go visit her this morning, I need to do my pregnancy checkup anyway. How about you take Estelle out? I nod. I did say I would take her shopping, and see my place too. I'm not sure how confident I am about watching a kid, though. How about you go with Boyan? He's good with kids, and it will give him a break from watching James and I all the time. Okay. I'm still not confident about this. I've never spent the day alone with a child, let alone my 4-year-old daughter, who I didn't know until yesterday. However, I still went to spend as much time as I can to know her. I borrow one of my brother's cars and take us to the mall, not too busy for a Sunday. Plus, the huge brown wolf next to us keeps away everyone, meaning we can walk side by side and take our time. Truthfully, it's even better than I thought. First, Estelle is impressed by anything. She's never been to mall, seen so many things or so much people in one place. Though she doesn't let go of my hand 1 second, her eyes are everywhere. I'm also shocked by how well behaved and shy she is. Even if she sees something she really likes, she will just stare at it and not ask for anything. It takes me a while to realize every time, and I have to insist and ask several times if she wants it. If I make her try on clothes, she's happy to show it to me and blushes anytime I or any of the salespeople give her a compliment. In the end, despite my best efforts, we only buy a few outfits, 2 pajamas, and a drawing set. I sigh as we exit another shop empty-handed, but Estelle doesn't seem to mind at all. Don't worry. You're doing well. You think so, Boyan? She's just not your common kid. She grew up in a forest, this is too new for her. Spending time with you is probably more important for Stella than all those stuff you wanna buy her. I realize he's probably right. Everywhere we went, Estelle made sure I was never out of reach or sight. She just won't leave my side, and looks for me for anything. I put a knee down to face her. Estelle, shall we have lunch now? Are you hungry? A little bit. What do you want to eat? She seems to hesitate, then looks around. This mall has a few open restaurants, and from across the hall, she spots the food court, with people lining up. It will probably be easier if she can see the food. We walk up there, checking what's available. There is a couple of Asian food stalls, one for sushis, two famous fast food chains, an Indian one and a Mexican one. Daddy? What do you like best? I'm not sure. Which one do you like, Estelle? I don't know, a lady is giving samples a bit further, and after trying it out, we settle for the Asian food one. It turns out my daughter loves the noodles and sweet and sour pork. It's nice, to simply chat like this and eat together, trying each other's food. I realize it's also the first time I've really taken a day off in ages. Daddy. What is it? Are we going to live at Auntie Nora's house now? I hesitate, while Estelle is waiting for my answer with an anxious expression. What can I tell her? Until Elena wakes up, and even after, it will be a difficult question. I think so, until your mom wakes up. And when mommy wakes up, it will be for your mom to decide. We can't live at your house in the sky. Only if mommy wants to, little star. But I'm not sure. That will probably depend on how mad her mother is at me. And if there's a chance for all three of us to be a family again, I guess. Estelle nods. I understand. I hope mommy will wake up soon. Me too, little star. Let's go see her after we are done shopping, okay? Do we still need to buy more? Didn't you want a new bunny? Her eyes suddenly lit up, and I'm glad she looks happy again. We finish eating quickly, and do some more shopping, but without finding a new plushie to her liking. She seems happy about her drawing set, though, and keeps looking at it back in the car, as I drive to the hospital. Nate? Damien, we're going to the hospital with Estelle. I was about to call you, Elena just woke up. I stay blank. Really? Now? I can barely think. I park the car on the first spot I see, taking deep breaths. Daddy. A minute, baby. I grab my phone, fidgety, calling Damien. What? Is she okay? Yeah. She's with a doctor, but she's fine. She just asked about Estelle as soon as she woke up, and Nora's with her right now. Are you far from the hospital? We were on our way. We'll be here in 5 minutes. See you then, he says before hanging up. Crap. I'm not ready. Despite all this time with Estelle, I'm so not ready to face her mom. What should I tell her? Should I apologize straight out, ask for forgiveness? Or try the friendly approach first? What friendly approach, you dumbass? Mommy is awake. Yeah, baby. Can we go? Daddy, can we go see mommy? Please. I take a deep breath. No matter what, I want to see her. I don't want to push this back any longer. For Estelle's sake, too, we need to have this conversation, as painful as it might be. Daddy. Yeah, we're going. Let's go see Mom. Yes. She looks bright and happy again, unaware of my inner turmoil. I drive to the hospital, 100 thoughts fighting inside my head. I'm a mess inside, and I'm so not ready when I finally park, helping Estelle out while Boyan takes the lead. We walk inside, and honestly, I'm torn between running to her room or running outside. I'm just so ashamed. Ashamed I've been, ashamed of everything I've said to her. How mad will she be? How much can she really resent me, after all this time? Daddy. Estelle guides me back to her mom's room, she already remembers which one it was. We wait for a second outside, and Nora suddenly walks out. Auntie Nora. Mommy is awake. Yes, she is, sweetheart. You ready to see her? Yes. Can I go in now? Go, honey. No running and no screaming, okay? Yes, I promise. Just after that, Estelle lets go of my hand, to rush to her mom, yet not running as she promised. I stay outside the room, my heart thumping loud. Nora looks at me, a bit worried. Nathaniel? Are you okay? I don't know what to say. It's okay. You two need to talk, okay? Yeah. Yeah, I know. Alright. I'll stay here with Bobo. I nod, my mouth a bit dry. Yeah, I'll be fine. We will be fine. I step inside, and the only separation between us is a simple curtain. I can already hear her voice, talking with Estelle. So he bought you new clothes? Yes. Daddy got me a new drawing set, too. It has 50 pencils, and a lot of pretty colors, and even animal stamps. Whoa, you'll make pretty pictures with that. Of course. I'll make new ones for you, Mommy. And for Auntie Nora too. And Daddy. I try to gather my courage and take another step, but Moon Goddess, I'm scared. I can't remember the last time I was so stressed. Nathaniel, if you want to talk you'll have to stand where I can see you. Her voice took me by surprise, I jumped. Of course, she felt me. I gather up all my courage and step forward, finally facing her hospital bed. It's so awkward. And Moon Goddess, she's so beautiful. Elena's sitting up, in a hospital gown, Estelle right next to her on the bed. Her hair's brushed compared to yesterday, and she looks a bit healthier too, despite the dressings on her head and her arm in a sling. Her face has better colors, and her eyes are open. Open and looking right at me. Hi, I finally managed to blurt out. Hi, Nate. The simple fact that uses my nickname means the world to me. I walk a bit closer, and Estelle, unaware of that atmosphere between us, smiles at me. Elena caresses her hair, and I can finally see how alike they are. Thank you for taking care of her, Elena says. I should be the one to say that. I smile a bit, she knows what I mean by those words. I know she's my daughter, and she had to raise her alone. It's okay. It's not okay, Elena. I'm sorry. I don't need an apology. I'm really sorry. She glares at me, a bit annoyed, but I need to say it. I need to lift that weight off my heart, even if it's just a little. Things shouldn't have turned the way they did. I should have believed you, I should have helped you from the start. Nathaniel, I really don't want to hear that now. For now, I'm just glad we are both fine, okay? I don't. I'm not in the mood to have that conversation now. Really? Her last words sound a bit annoyed, and I realize. It's maybe a bit too early for that. I nod, and Elena turns to Estelle again. You've been a good girl, with Auntie Nora and Daddy, my baby star. Yes. And Auntie Nora made us magic cakes this morning. You slept at Auntie Nora's. While she says all about her night to her mom, I grab a chair, and sit next to them, unable to take that stupid smile off my face now. I'm just happy to be with those two. I feel a bit relieved, though I know we still need to have the talk later. I'm just glad she didn't refuse to see me, cursed at me or kicked me out. It could have been way worse. Mommy, are you coming to sleep at Auntie Nora's home? Asks Estelle. No, baby star, I need to stay in the hospital. Mommy is still very tired, okay. Okay. But Auntie Nora said I can't sleep with you. Yes, but you can sleep at Auntie Nora's house for now, okay? Actually, I hesitate, but I really need to ask. I was thinking. I mean, Estelle was also asking if she could sleep at my place. To my surprise, Elena nods. Sure. Really? I was prepared for her to say no, but she just smiles at Estelle. You can ask Daddy or Nora and pick where you want to sleep, okay? Auntie Nora says you and Daddy can sleep at her house too if you want, but I think your cousin is tiring her out a lot, Estelle chuckles. James runs around a lot. Yeah, and you saw Auntie Nora's tummy? She will have another baby. I know. So I will have another cousin. That's right, little star, but until the baby is born, it's better to let Auntie Nora rest, okay? Okay. So I can go and sleep at Daddy's house then? Yes, if Daddy is okay. Estelle turns to me, excited. Daddy, can I sleep at your house tonight? The one in the sky. I smile. Of course, baby. 90. She looks so happy to be able to sleep at her dad's house. Just seeing my daughter's smile warms my heart more than anything. I caress her hair, trying hard to smile at her. At least she's safe, and Nate is taking care of her for now. That's what matters the most for now. I don't want to let her see how scared I really am. Mommy, when will you go out of this hospital? When the doctors say I can, baby star, I reply, putting a strand of her pretty blonde hair behind her ear. Estelle frowns, a bit disappointed with my answer. It's probably all a bit too complicated for her. I know she is worried, from the glances she keeps sending at my arm. Does it really hurt very bad? It's okay, baby star. With all the painkillers they keep feeding me, it's actually almost true. My arm and shoulder are closer to numb than painful, now. Tanya said I had surgery for 2 hours, and over 20 stitches. Sometimes, being a slow healer is really a pain. Nora was twice as worried, too, and I'm pretty sure the medical team taking care of me is the best her husband could appoint for me. Do you want me to blow on it? Like you did when I scratched my knee? It really worked, you know. If you want, baby star. You'll give mommy a kiss so I'll be all better. Of course. I smile, and Estelle goes in to hug me. I missed my baby girl. I was so worried about her when I woke up here. It was the first time in my life she was too far for me to feel her, and that void was unbearable. If Nora hadn't told me she was fine and with her dad, I would have gone crazy. Thank Moon Goddess, they found her quickly, safe and sound. This was the first thing I needed to know. She doesn't seem too traumatized, either. It looks like they took good care of her. She was happy to tell me all about her night at Nora's house, with her father too. Over Estelle's shoulder, I glance quickly at Nathaniel. I really didn't expect I'd be faced with him so soon. Stay calm, Elena, you got this. Elena. Elena. Babe, oh my babe, Daniel just barged in, looking panicked, and rushes to me. I grab his collar right before he jumps at me. Daniel Lewis, if you hurt me with one of your Herculean hugs, I'll kick you as soon as I can stand, you hear me? He laughs. Moon goddess, it's really you. Oh babe, I missed you, gently as not to hurt me, he hugs me, taking an amused Estelle in. Gosh, I missed my best friend so much. Daniel changed a bit, his hair is longer now, and he's not as thin as I remember. He's got a couple more piercings, too. Are you okay? It doesn't hurt? I can ask them to increase the morphine dose, but, I'm okay, Danny, chill. Babe. You could have, I frown. Estelle is right there. I don't want him to talk about this where my baby can hear. I turn to Nate, holding it in just to ask him. Can you take her? I need to talk with Daniel. He almost jumps on his feet, walking up to us. Oh, sure. Estelle, are you coming? Let's go grab one of the hot cocoa you like last time. Oh, yes. Mommy, do you want a hot cocoa too? They are really good, and the nice lady puts sparkles on it. I'm fine, baby, eat a lot of sparkles for me, okay? Okay. See you later mommy, see you later Dada. Bye, little star. She walks out with her dad, waving at us with that blinding bright smile of hers. As soon as she's gone, I let out a long sigh and fall back on the huge pillow. Are you okay, babe? Asks Danny, visibly worried. Of course not. Danny. After all this time, just seeing I'm again, and I'm so stupid. And still hard in love with that jerk. How dare he become even more handsome? He looks different, yet the same man I was crazy in love with. He's bulkier, and with that beard and haircut, he looks more mature and manly, too. I thought I would lose it when he walked in. I promised myself I'd stay calm, composed, and serene. Well, all that. I was going so nuts inside, I swear. Daniel leaves out a long sigh. I know, babe, I knew you'd react like this. I want to mention you did a good job of not showing, though. TSS, I hide my face in my hands. I'm incurable. I'm supposed to hate him, find 100 reasons to not even want to see him, yet I'm already done. It feels so weird. To see him with Estelle, to be honest, he's doing pretty fine as a beginner dad so far. I noticed that too. Seeing how Estelle was always aware of him, smiling happily to him and holding his hand, I can tell Nate already won her over. Of course, he did, that bastard. I take deep breaths. How are you? Asks Daniel, more seriously this time. I look at my best friend, sitting alone on the side of my bed. Not great. I'm just glad my baby is fine. I was so scared for her. And, I close my eyes, trying hard not to cry. No, I need to cry. I haven't been able to cry yet, and it's weighing in my heart more than anything. I cover my eyes and let it flow out, my whole pain. I'm so sorry, babe, says Danny, the pain in his voice too. I saw her die. In front of me, Danny, I sob, unable to hold back. Reagan, I still can't believe Reagan died. I keep crying. My mentor, she died to protect me. I can't believe she just. I can't get this image out of my head. Her body, in front of me, inert. That void in my head, where she was a second before that. Seeing her wolf's silver fur, yet not feeling anything. It's horrible, the worst thing I experienced. Reagan had always been there for me. My emotional support, I knew my mentor would be there if anything happened. She was there so many times when I was too tired to take care of Estelle anymore. She never complained about my daughter's cries, even if she did cry so much for hours. Reagan would always help me, never asking for anything in return. Daniel rubs my leg, trying to comfort me, but I growl. "Oh, sorry. It hurts, the holes in my legs aren't closed yet." That WH. She wanted to find Estelle. She started torturing me, but I think I lost consciousness halfway. Liam Black and Sylviana found you in time, apparently. I nod. Daniel frowns, looking at my obvious injury. Well, at least not too late. Babe, that's a mean injury, you know. I can tell from the pain. But I'll be fine. I didn't lose my arm, I just won't be able to use it for a while. Yeah, it was open wide from the shoulder. So, no physical exercise for a while. But your legs will be healed in a couple of days, I think. You'll be able to walk soon. I stay silent. I know how lucky I was, but this was just. I didn't stand a chance. Neither did Reagan. I'm not a weak wolf, yet it was over in a matter of minutes. But the witch ran away. She probably still won't face Sylviana directly, says Danny, nodding a bit. I take a deep breath, wiping my tears away. I'll kill her, Danny. I swear, I'll have her head for what she did to Reagan, and what she wanted to do to my baby. Yeah, well, you'll have to get in the line. Everyone was pretty mad. Nora begged to come herself, the king barely managed to keep her out of it. Sylviana and Liam went back to find clues, but they said nothing was left. What about Reagan? I ask. Oh, we took her back. We didn't know what to do with her body, so, she wanted to be buried in the forest. Really? I nod, holding it in not to burst into tears again. Yeah. She hated ceremonies and all, so. Let's just do something as quiet as possible, just you and me. She would have hated it anyway. Okay, babe. I'll just ask Levi to find us a nice spot. Someone told Estelle. My poor baby. Reagan was the only other adult she really interacted with until now. I don't think so, but she hasn't really asked, so. Maybe she already knows, I sigh. I'll see later when I need to talk to her. My baby needs to understand a few things anyway, and she's already seen a lot of changes, too. It's probably better this way. We told Clark, too, says Danny. That you were back. He wanted to move you to one of the White Moon hospitals, but, you said no. I ask with a light growl, annoyed. As if I'd go back now. What is Clark thinking? Daniel chuckles. Well, Levi and I let him know you'd probably say that, and also, when they raised the issue to the Black Hospital, the king was pretty firm on that point. Thank Moon Goddess. I've had enough emotions, for now, I'll deal with the White Moon clan later. I'm already tired enough as it is. Daniel looks around at the room they gave me, one of those high-class type of rooms you only see in movies. I need to thank his brother, I sigh. Oh, they can do that for you. After you carried and raised his daughter for over 4 years by yourself. You should even claim child support allowance and buy yourself a nice place. I blush a bit. I never actually talked to Daniel about it, but his brother gave me money, Danny. A lot of money, right before I left, actually. Daniel frowns, a bit doubtful. Really? Why? How much? He knew that Estelle was Nate's, and, well, a lot. Something like. I never actually counted all of it, I just realized when I started using some of it, but it was at least something like a 6-digit number. What the? Danny, shut up. He shuts up, but making all kind of faces. I'm embarrassed enough as it is. That rich bastard. He just hands you money and that's it. They are really too reckless, I swear. And too rich, too. As much as I appreciate Daniel being mad for my sake, I don't want to be angry at Damien Black myself. I don't have anything against him, I think. He really helped me a lot, with this money, and he's Nora's mate. Moreover, I'm too tired to bicker with anyone at the moment, including Nate. How have you been? I asked Danny. Missing my best friend, mostly. Really, couldn't you have come back earlier? Nora woke up 2 years ago, you know. I know. I just never found the courage for it. Coming back meant seeing Nathaniel again, and you still love him, he growls, annoyed. Yet. I thought it would go away if I waited a bit longer. Turns out it's not as easy as I thought, as if. No matter the distance, there wasn't a day I didn't think about that. Raising his daughter was one of the main reasons, for starters. She looks a lot like her dad, and how can I not think of him when she stares at me with those big blue eyes? You really have a thing for jerks, you know that, right? Anyway, you're back now, there's going to be a lot you need to tell him. I nod. Indeed. I left him so much in the dark back then. About the mess with my pack, my birth secret, my relationship to Nora. I sigh. It's not going to be a nice and peaceful conversation. Do you think you could? What? I ask, confused. Daniel looks a bit embarrassed, trying to say something awkwardly. Well, you know, you've got a kid together, and he's a good father so far, and? Danny, spill it. Do you think you could, ahem, lit up the old flame again? What? No. He rolls his eye. Please, Elena. I just saw you two in the same room just minutes ago. I still don't like him, but I know you're so done for, girl. I blush and look elsewhere, embarrassed. It's not about whether I still got feelings for him or not, Danny. I'm just. I want what's best for Estelle. If she's happy with her dad, I'm glad they get along. I didn't know how Nathaniel would react, so honestly, even without me. Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.